define who you are and what you are and be clear on that, meditate on that, and then live and die by it. But what you gotta think about is when you don't have resources, you in survival mode. You know, so being in survival mode automatically rules out a lot of things because you don't care about morality, because you don't experience morality. You experience, you know, the need to survive. But I would say that, you know what I mean, you're gonna lay in the bed you make. You're not gonna get away with nothing in terms of the energy. You know what I mean? You might beat the camera or the police. They might not catch you for what you're doing, but the energy is always gonna return to you. So when you just living in this cycle of being negative all day and just putting out negativity and that's the only energy you putting out, it's gonna return to you in different form than you put it out in. So I would just say, you know, master your energy. Do your best to master your energy and what you put out, you know, and unless that's what you want. You know, because you entitled to whatever you want to create, whatever experience you want to create for yourself. But if you're tired of that shit, adjust the energy. You know what I mean? As best you can. Adjust what you wake up thinking and what you say. And then, lastly, what you do. Everything gonna test you if it's worthwhile. And you're gonna make decisions based on what you care about more. Without even being conscious that you're getting tested, you're gonna be getting tested. And so you're gonna have decisions to make. Should I, you know, continue this lifestyle, whether it's shopping, clothes, whatever your lifestyle is, or do I gotta sacrifice a little bit because I really, really care about this music and it really is important to me. So whatever I gotta do, I'm gonna do it, and that's gonna be them distinguishing decisions, the ones that end up getting it from the ones that don't. I had to take 2 steps back to take 10 forward. Them 2 back hurt, that's painful. That moment right there is gonna be a defining moment. You know what I mean? Where you used to getting treated a certain way, you used to getting received a certain way, and then you step back because of your sacrifice. Be ready for a good fight, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, niggas, you don't come to fight Tyson thinking it's about to be easy. And the reason I compare it to a fight, because think how many people want these spots. You know what I'm saying? It's, how many spots is it in rap music, for real, at one time? How many slots on the radio? If you want a top 10 record, how much room is it for to be? It ain't that many slots. So you're gonna have to be willing to really fight hard, you know what I mean? And really be one of them guys. You can't break the rules, the fundamental rules. Be a man of your word. Do what you say you're gonna do. Respect people the way you would like to be respected. I've never been one of the people that could be comfortable being careless. Some people, I noticed the quality that they don't have that, they just don't have the I guess the pressure on themselves. You know, they just have a little bit of a comfort that I don't have. I don't feel comfortable unless I know I went above and beyond with my preparation. The things that possibly could happen, if I ain't take real steps to prevent those things, I'm not comfortable. I can't walk around, you know, charismatic and happy. Nah, I gotta make sure, you know, we setting up some type of wealth, because we might have a little bag right now, but we know a lot of people had a bag right now, and they ended up bad.
Words is powerful. The ability to articulate, you know, you could really impact people. I think as human beings, everybody has a natural gift and a natural passion, but then you go outside and you get influenced and you feel pressure from what's going on outside. And so, you know, I read one time, like, would you rather be at war with yourself and at peace with the world, or at peace with yourself and at war with the world?
Where I come from, I'm an overachiever, period.
Yeah.
Don't get it confused. Don't judge me on rap standards. Don't put me on rapper time, because, you know, my life ain't just a rapper life, and my history, my background ain't a rapper background. Mm-hmm. So you gotta judge me as a man.
People got choices, right? So you're gonna look at what this group of people did and what the repercussions were and what the feedback was from doing this. And you're gonna look at what this group of people did and look at the feedback. You wanna go to jail for life? You wanna get killed? Do what we was doing. You wanna get you some money, level up, create brands, build your team, get your family, get your homies on. Follow what we doing. It's your choice.
I just feel like whoever you surround yourself with, you around 10 broke niggas, you gonna be the 11th one. Mm-hmm. You around people that have high standards for themselves or high integrity, got high standards for their friends, for their people. You know, that's gonna rub off, and you gonna have that type of energy around you. So if you with somebody and they somebody that's high energy or a powerful person, you know, that's motivation for you to stay on top of your game. Because, you know, somebody probably gonna call you out.
The game gonna test you. It's ups and downs. And so, like, you know, you gotta be who you are at all times. You know what I mean? So, you know, just
like a principle to live by. A young person from, you know, South Central LA that turned into what I turned into and what my team turned into, telling his story is very inspiring and is the selling point. You know what I mean? Telling my story and being able to say, you know, I'm a business owner, I'm an entrepreneur. You know, I made my first $1 million legally on the books. You know what I mean? As somebody that dropped out of the 10th grade, stopped going to school at 14. You know what I mean? Been through all the institutions, the jail, my brother going back and forth to prison, being in street wars, just going through gang culture. You know what I mean? That's incredible that we right here in the back of the Maybach at the Waldorf Astoria. I'm really proud of the story.
I don't smoke weed no more. You feel me? I ain't on a anti-weed campaign. I'm just saying my personal preference, I want to be sober. You know what I mean? I've been high. You know, I don't like being drunk. I'd rather be sober and focused. Me personally, I judge things off of intention. We are human, we gonna make mistakes, but I gauge somebody's intention. What was you trying to say? You know what I'm saying? Right. And if the intention is clear, I give the execution a little wiggle room. I'm with the movement of equality and everybody respect everybody as individuals. God is the creator and the judge. I'm not the judge. I think it's God, my personal opinion, that, you know, keep you protected through them situations while you learning what you really here for and being able to speak from a place of experience, but on a platform and on, you know, from a place of success.
It's just about, you know, a mentality, in my opinion, just, you know, how to take your lumps in life, you know what I mean? Because you're gonna take your L's, you're gonna have your ups and downs. So just a philosophy or a point of view on how to look at the journey. You know what I mean? You got where you at, you got where you're trying to be. And then you got all this shit in between that's not gonna matter when you get here. I read that somewhere, it was just like, the highest human act is to inspire. You know what I mean? And so for me, it's like, I don't care really the business side of music outside of just being a hustler. When it comes to music I love, you know, I might pay attention and get informed about how the album performed, but it don't really influence how I feel about the music. So, you know, when I thought about what factor make me like the music, you know, what really is it? And I think it's like the music that inspires you. That's what you really, that's the stuff you play over and over again.
I always had a passion for music. I was always a creative person. I really wanted to do music first before I got into the streets. And I was frustrated because I ain't had no studios. It wasn't no infrastructure on the West Coast. And it was like, it was pressure from outside.
The dream and the vision was to, you know, start a label and start a music movement, a music brand. And then just thinking like, as a chess player, you know, assuming that we would have success in music, the next thing became, dang, what will we do next? Most important thing, number one, is you gotta get rid of doubt. If you got doubt in what you're doing, it's not gonna work. You know what I'm saying? And the way to do that is you have a plan. Because if you got a plan, it's not like just a pipe dream. You have a step-by-step list of things to do to get to your goal. If you don't have that, it's very hard to really have faith in what you're doing. Because as soon as something pop up, it's gonna look like the end all. But if you got a game plan of everything you need to do, you know, one thing pop up, well, I still gotta do this, and that, so this ain't gonna stop me. You know what I'm saying? Another thing pop up, well, shit, I accomplished this 2 things. Since my last obstacle, I only got 3 more things to do. Let me keep pushing, fuck it. Pretty soon you attained your goal, and then you create another one. But without a game plan and without a strong sense of faith in what you're doing, it's gonna be real hard to accomplish anything.
The combo you have with yourself when you outside of the opportunities, but you know your actions and your mentality are success, but the reality of your situation isn't.
Number one, you know, I just feel better, homie. I sleep better, you know what I mean? I got a level of like, I'm at peace with what I'm doing. I feel good about what I'm waking up doing and about my lifestyle. At one point, I wasn't proud of my lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't content with what I was doing on a day-to-day basis. I wasn't happy with that. So it was eating at me. Even though I'd be on the surface, cool and straight. I'd rather invest in some real estate, you know what I'm saying?
Wait, can you repeat that again, man? You're up and coming artist. What did you say you want to do?
I said invest in some assets as opposed to trick off my money on some liabilities like diamonds.
you know what I'm saying, cars that lose value as soon as you drop them off the lot.
So you're trying to get land.
Exactly, homie. A real asset. Take care of my people, because you know it look good, but at the end of the day, you losing value, homie. It ain't appreciating. It's depreciating.
Why do you think it's so hard for people to get that message? You know, I mean, one half you get guys that say they got to impress the females. Female ain't trying to talk to you unless you blinged out. On the other hand, you got other people feel like they got to show off to the homies and impress them with their riches. I mean, what do you think is how do we get that out of that mindset?
Man, I feel like that's insecurity. Material things ain't nothing. You feel me? At the end of the day, it's who you is. You know, you wasn't born with it, you gonna die without it.